Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a slow, calm, relaxing breath. And as you breathe out, feel that it's time to let go. To let go of any stress, any worries, any tension. And notice where in your body that tension exists. Maybe in your forehead, jaw, neck, or shoulders. And as you breathe in and breathe out, just decide that now is the perfect time to let go. And as you breathe out, feel it leave your body, enabling you to feel deeper and deeper relaxed. And I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine a paradise beach with palm trees, clear waters, and soft white sand. Imagine wearing whatever clothing is appropriate to be on that beach. And imagine the beach is private. A paradise beach just for you. Crystal clear waters. You can feel the gentle breeze, the sun on your skin. And I want you to get a sense that there is something special about this beach. This beach, years before, maybe hundreds of years before, was an ancient cove where pirates used to hide gold coins that came from the Americas. Cities like Cartagena, cities from the south, the north, all of that gold was stolen and hidden on this beach. But years of storms and tides mean that these coins don't exist in treasure chests or in sacks. They're distributed, so every now and then a coin is hidden in the soft white sand. I want you to imagine each coin represents value. And the sand itself represents criticism, feedback, or just suggestions that people may have as to changes you could or should make. From this point onwards, every time you hear the word should, you will perceive it to be nothing more than someone's opinion. And in your mind, every should is turned into a could. It's just something you can do if you choose to, but don't have to. If someone says you should lose weight, just treat it as their opinion and acknowledge that you could if you choose, but may not choose to. Everything becomes value judgments, but some of those value judgments are valuable. I want you to think of some advice, feedback, or information you received once in your life that was precious and valuable to you. Maybe a tip, advice, guidance. Maybe even remember the person that gave it to you. And maybe there was a tone that they gave you it. Maybe the way in which it was spoken or said with a smile meant that you were willing to take that information, advice, or feedback. But more important, was the fact that it had utility. That person that gave you that criticism or advice may have felt good about giving you some form of information that you could, but are not obligated to do something with. But because you did, you felt good at using that information. And they even felt good that they were able to enrich your life by sharing something that they observed that maybe you didn't know yet. And I want you to get a sense that criticism can be valuable, but criticism can also be other people's opinions and other people's agendas. And therefore, discernment is the ability to find gold coins in the sand. Everyone's willing to give criticism and opinions these days. That doesn't mean they're all valuable. But every now and then, it is. Imagine looking out at that beach of white sands and thinking there must be 1,000 gold coins. But there's 1,000 gold coins in 1,000 tons of sand. I want you to get a sense that from this point onwards, you will look at any criticism, advice, opinions as like an exciting treasure hunt. That there is the possibility of a gold coin hidden in those words. If there is, you'll take the value, and if there isn't, it will be like sand just sliding through your fingers, effortless and meaningless. But either way, there's no need to be triggered, because either there's something you can do with that information, or there isn't. If it's valid and valuable, then you'll do something, and if it isn't, you won't. Feel that you have all of the options and none of the obligations. Someone could tell you harsh criticism that is true and fair and valuable, but you don't have to give them any benefit of knowing that you've responded to their criticism. Make a mental note of it, consider it, and even apply a lesson learned without giving any justification or validation to the person that gave you that criticism. Imagine finding a hammock there on that beach. But before you sit or lie on that hammock, I want you to imagine how you would feel picking up a big handful of sand and finding a shiny gold coin to remind you that sometimes there is value in feedback, and other times it's just sand that can slip through your fingers back to where it was before. So as you lie on that comfortable hammock, maybe in the shade or the sunshine, decide to embrace feedback. That you see every piece of feedback as an opportunity without any guarantee for growth and improvement. Make a resolution to stay calm. That criticism no longer triggers strong emotional reactions. You remain calm and composed. You could hear it, process it, and decide if it has value for you or not. You choose whether or not you value the insights gained from criticism. And where appropriate, you can recognize its role in your personal development or decide to reject the criticism. In the same way, you don't have to respond to every email. You don't have to respond to every criticism. You can hear the words and do nothing with them. If you feel they don't enrich or add to the quality of your life, you will seek understanding, generating curiosity. You will listen to criticism with the intent to understand and learn rather than react. As you find it easier and easier to separate emotion from content, that you effortlessly separate any emotional reaction from the content of the criticism. Criticism is just sand, and the value is the coin. Where appropriate, you confidently accept constructive criticism, knowing that it can lead to your betterment, that it can empower you to make positive changes and enhance your skills, but not always. You view criticism as just a possible, valuable learning opportunity, helping you refine your approach. As you decide you have a growth mindset, people with a growth mindset believe that they can change, and therefore feedback is just a tool as to what changes to make. And you can evaluate criticism objectively, focusing on the facts rather than the delivery, taking those gold coins and sprinkling the sand back on the beach where it was before. You are interested in the value as you find yourself effortlessly extracting valuable insights from criticism, and any negativity or just uselessness isn't beneficial for you and can be discarded to the side. Imagine situations where you've received criticism in the past, but this time, imagine doing it in a way where the emotional intensity of criticism diminishes. Feel that you can be calm and composed, hearing the words, taking what's valuable, and leaving the rest. And when you found those constructive changes, feel that you can easily apply changes based on valid feedback, overall enhancing your effectiveness or quality of life. And every now and then, someone will deliver criticism in a personal, vindictive, even sarcastic way, and feel that that is the perfect opportunity to show your maturity, to show your empowerment, feeling that even under those circumstances, you can maintain your composure. And in doing so, it becomes a mirror to that individual. But where they have lost their cool composure, you haven't. As emotional triggers lose their intensity, feel that you can remain calm, composed, and objective. And when you communicate criticism, deliver that in a way that you would like to receive it, in in a fair, calm, and kind manner, delivered with positive intention and mutual respect. As you learn from criticism without the need for conflict, good criticism is valuable, bad criticism is useless, and therefore you use it to improve and grow. As you maintain a positive perspective on criticism or feedback, just seeing it as beneficial information. Imagine if you had secret letters that just appeared every now and then with very valuable, useful information that would enrich the quality of your life. You would read those letters and perhaps integrate that criticism, feedback, or advice in your life. But what if only 1 in 10 letters were useful? Wouldn't you ignore 9 and just implement the 1? And feel that you can do that, even when criticism is delivered verbally. Feel that you have the ability to integrate feedback effectively, enhancing your skills and performance without the need for stress. As you leave the hammock, think of all those gold coins hidden somewhere in the sand on that beach. And I want you to imagine from this point forward, you will imagine that criticism is simply other people searching the beach for gold coins to give them to you. If you had to find all of the areas to improve in your life by yourself, it would be exhausting. So anyone willing to give you feedback or criticism is searching that beach of gold coins to make it easier for you to find the value. The downside is that sometimes they give you a bucket of sand with no coin. And that's okay, as you can just discard the sand and keep the coins when they arrive. It's time to leave this beach. But imagine taking a handful of gold coins with you, as you accept the idea that every now and then, criticism and feedback is a valuable gift. You can be grateful for the gift, and you can be calm, composed, and immune from criticism whenever it's not useful for you. As you take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose, just wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes, connecting fully into the present moment. As I count from 1 to 10, you will return back to the here and now with new ideas, new approaches, new strategies, and new resources, so you get the benefit of feedback and criticism. But notice how the emotional intensity and the triggers are dialed all the way down. As you feel that there is a detachment, you can hear the words without needing justification or a reaction. You can decide later what to do with that information. Starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.